Hey everyone, welcome back to the shop. I'm so glad to see you're here because today we have another money-saving tip that's really going to help out when you find out that you need a new PCM for your Ford vehicle. Now the PCM or powertrain control module controls your engine, of course, but in a lot of cases it also controls the transmission and the 4x4 functions. Now the problem with these is that on the newer Ford vehicles, they're controlling all these different items, so there's multiple different processors all within one module, creating a lot of heat, and then they're jamming that PCM into the engine compartment with all the elements and of course the engine's heat. It's just sitting under the hood baking in there. And what's the number one cause of failure for electronics? Heat. Yes, heat. Now before, they used to put them in the wiper cowl and secure them away from the water, or they used to put them inside the cabin in the footwell in the kick panel area. Never a problem with those PCMs. These new ones, they're stressed out and then they're put in intense environments and they're failing left and right. Now some common failures, some general knowledge I have from the years at the dealership and here working is that, 05 to 07 E150s like these, they'll have issues with drivers staying on, let's say purge valves. This one has mass airflow sensor voltage, it's just getting stuck at a certain voltage. A lot of the Ford vehicles, they have the PCM where it has corrosion issues and they'll either short and trip out and trip fuses, or a lot of them have ignition coils, they'll stay on and they'll cook the coils. You'll pull ignition coil, a lot of them be cracked. Lincoln LS vehicles, they have a lot of issues with the transmission, having erratic shifts, and it's the driver for the different solenoids in the PCM. So there's all kinds of different failures, different years, and like I said, it's because of the heat issues and what they're packing into one module. Now, that's a lot to say, but here is the point of the video. The point of the video is this PCM right here from Ford, remanufactured, is $750. A lot of money into an older vehicle like this. So let's say you did some diagnostics, you found out through the information on the old module, you cross-reference the engineering number to one online from a junkyard, and you want to try your hand at a junkyard one. Case in point, $750, $125. I bought it from a southern state junkyard, so there's no corrosion issues like this one has right here. The problem is you're going to take this junkyard module, you're going to say it has the same number on it, you're going to hand it to the dealer for programming into the vehicle, okay? And they're going to tell you they cannot use that module because they cannot clear the VIN out of there, and they can also not write the as-built data into there. So they cannot transfer this vehicle's information to the new junkyard module. It has to be a Ford remanufactured one that is wiped clean, ready to be programmed. Not true. Even the Ford hotline engineers are going to tell them, and they may print it out and hand it to you, that it cannot be done. Today we're going to show you live on camera, step by step, how to do this and that it actually works. I've done it about a dozen times throughout the years at the Ford dealer, helped customers out that brought in their own PCMs. I didn't want to push them away, okay, because I know it can be done and it works just fine. You have to fool the scan tool into thinking we're fixing data in the original PCM. It's very simple. You just got to think outside the box. Let's go check it out. All right, just for comparison, look at this. This is the junkyard one. Not very much corrosion, like I said. Looks pretty new. Of course, none of the pins are damaged or anything like that. This is the original one. Yeah, up in the salt belt here, these things just get trashed, and that salt water, everything, it does get inside, and there is corrosion issues on the inside on certain modules. Other ones, it's just external like this, and the heat just gets to them. It's sitting right here in the engine compartment. Now before doing this, what you want to get from the original module is a tear tag, and this one is FMF0. Luckily on this one it's the same exact number, okay? Now the other thing you want is the engineering number right there, 7C2A 12A650 AFA. You want that information, we're going to need that going in with the programming on there. And that's good information to have. What we're going to do is we're going to swap the modules out, okay? And then we are going to ID the vehicle. All right, here we go. We have the new PCM installed under the hood. All the connectors are snapped in all the way. Our key is off. Keys are out of the ignition. Our scan tool's all hooked up. And we're going to try to talk to the vehicle, okay? Now watch this. This is the part where we're going to fool the scansel into thinking the PCM is just done for. It's corrupt, it's blank, it's whatever, so that it goes into this different mode that's going to allow us to, program all the pertinent information back into the PCM. And when it asks us to, we're going to turn the key back on. You'll see. I'll walk you through every step on here. Right now we're going to go through a step on here where we're trying to fake that the PCM's incommunicado. So go through, and then it's going to go through a bunch of key cycles, and they say, hey, is the key on, is the key off, blah, blah. Well, we're just going to keep fooling it until it goes into the point where it asks us to install all kinds of information specific to this vehicle, and then it'll program it from there. So let's go through this. And this is the part that's not standard. This is not standard procedures to ID a vehicle. This is not standard programming. This is the part where we're thinking outside the box. We're fooling it, okay? So we're just going to go through. It's really trying to make sure. Yep. Hit no. And key on. Key off. Key on, key off. It's trying to wake up the PCM right now. We're not doing anything with the key. Anything with the key at all. And eventually it's just going to default. We're going to start putting the information in. Gotta let it do its final checks before it lets us do this. Unable to communicate. Now, of course, these are basically vehicles from other countries, so we don't want those. Okay. So right now, we're in a special little screen here. We can use information from the old module, which is the PCM part number on the old module, which is the engineering number, it's not the service part number. And we're going to put in the prefix right here. The base, of course, is always going to be the same. And then we're also going to put in the suffix from the old module. That's 7C 2A AFA for this module. And we're also going to put in the tear tag. Now, a tear tag is a 4-digit block I showed you earlier. It might be on the PCM with the sticker. Could be in the shock tower. Could be in the firewall. It's going to be somewhere in the engine compartment. So it's FM F0 for this one. That's all great and dandy. Is it have IVD? No, it does not. And that is correct. Right there. Now the whole time here, the key is off. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go to module programming. PMI, PCM, okay, off, and right there, VIN, because there is no VIN in this session. We're in a all other manual identification mode. So right now I put in the VIN for this vehicle, okay, so I'll find that. It's right here in the door. And this is how we're going to program a VIN into this Junkyard module. 1FT NE14 W17 DA 20742. Okay, so that's the VIN for this vehicle. We're programming into the old, or the new module, the Junkyard one. Make sure it's correct. Yes, it is. Install new module in the vehicle. We know it's already installed, but now this is where we start. We're actually going to turn the key on and let it talk to the module. This vehicle does not have PATs. It's an E series. Okay, key on. Now we are actually going to turn the key on. You hear it? We're actually putting it in, and we're turning it on. Now it can talk to it. It thinks the module is blank. Turn off. It's going through its key cycles so it can get it prepared for programming. And now you turn to the last one. It's going to erase anything that's on there from the old vehicle that this was installed in at the junkyard there. And it's going to program the VIN, the calibration, everything specific to this vehicle, the as-built data, right now. And it's using that VIN to get the calibration from the Ford servers, okay? And it'll program everything for you into the Junkyard PCM. You can see it goes through just fine. We're not doing anything weird. We're not hacking the IDS software. We're literally going into these different separate menus on the IDS, okay? Now, I don't think this works on, Snap-on or OTC scan tools or anything like that. I know for sure it works on the Ford one because it has all these different cool options. And it's just the one, of course, I used all the years at the dealer. And what I have now working at my own little shop here. So right now it's going through programming. Okay, it may stop like this. Like I said, it might get a little boring at times because we're going through this in real time. But I want to show you. And at the end here, we're going to turn the key off, and then we're going to ID the vehicle through Auto ID, and we're going to show you that we programmed that VIN into this new module. Okay. So we're going to let this go through. And like I said, this is one of those things you find out by messing with the scan tool enough, working on enough vehicles. You find these little quirks out with the software. As you can see, as of 2018, this procedure that I found out back in, I don't know, 05, 07, 06, still works. You know, it's still possible in there. Even though the Ford dealer or the Ford engineers themselves will tell you, you cannot do that. Okay? We're doing it right now. It's right in front of you. Okay? So we'll go through that. All this stuff it's doing right now is the same as a regular reprogramming or a PMI programming. Okay? The added step was, hey, we're giving this module a new VIN. We're writing a VIN ID block. So right now it's checking the calibration and letting the PCM power down. Power back up, power down. And then this right here, because we did a PMI, we need to go ahead and put additional information in there. Okay, so this one's a 373. Speed control is not present. Okay, and then tires. Let's go with tires. Let's get the information real quick on here. 0070. 0225. 0016. There we go. 677 to 719. Let's see, he's got the wrong ones on here. Well, that's probably because you put the wrong one in, guy. There we go, there we go. Okay, jeez. What a fiasco. Okay, so other. Off. This is where it's going to program that new information in there. No PATs. But we do need the vehicle configuration data. And that's what it's doing now. Right now. Now, if you do have issues with this part of it, this is additional information that you're putting into there. All PMIs require this, except for maybe the newest vehicles where it can transfer it over from the VIN and the information from the Ford server. Okay, so this is totally standard for a PMI. The only thing we did extra was adding that VIN. Okay, that's it. And also, if you have a problem with putting any of that stuff in, you can choose one of the defaults and come back to it later through the PMI process and configurations for the vehicle. Anytime afterwards, you can change this stuff, add speed control, the tire size, all that good stuff. And now it's just putting that specific information into the calibration on here. And this will help with the speedometer, the speed control, all that good stuff, by having this information, shift points, all that stuff. So that's why it's much faster. And key off. It's going to wait. And allowing it to power down for a little bit, and then we're going to bring it back up, allow the PC and the boot back up, and see what's going on here. It's a boring process when we do it live, isn't it? But I'm trying to talk you through it. This right here is checking the calibration, all that good stuff. Now it's going to want me to start the vehicle, which I think I can do. Everything's apart, but... Turn it off. And now it's going to clear the codes. Because when the PCM's getting programmed, it was online, it's on the network, it's talking to other modules, and all of a sudden it's getting programmed so it stops talking to the other modules, so you'll see a lot of U codes for other modules that communicate with it when the key is on. So it's clearing all that so you start off fresh after a reprogram like this. Kind of forced us to do it like this. All these procedures I'm doing right now are totally, they're standard. The rest of this is all standard. Now at this point it's done, okay? So we should see the VIN here. Yeah, see the VIN's there now. But let's delete this session, okay? Take these keys out. Now we're going to start a new session. We're going to put the key back in, key on. There we go. Start new session, all other. And this is an auto ID process right here. And then it'll start queuing all the modules on the network. And it'll get all the pertinent information from the module, like the VIN. Okay? You gotta remember, this is the new Junkyard module that we could not put this into. So none of the above. This is old sessions I had when I was diagnosing it. Okay? So we're gonna start off fresh. It's gonna ask all the same questions. No IVD. And it's gonna ID the vehicle as it is right now. Yep, that is correct. Boom, right there. That is the VIN for this vehicle. That is the correct mileage for this vehicle. All that good information. And I think we can even get more information from the vehicle ID block, the vehicle information mode 9. That'll kind of verify it for you. You can see everything's at 0 because we're, our calibration of our VIN, all that stuff. Look at this. So you can see everything is in here into our Junkyard module. And it's just, thinking outside the box, and we can get that done. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope it helped you guys save some money and fix your Ford yourself. I'll see you next time, guys.